Over the past few episodes, we have explored the fascinating world of sentiment analysis for financial news. We have seen how documents can be transformed into text vectors, which can then be used by computers to understand. We've looked at text vectorization techniques like TF-IDF and bag of words. And do you remember priors and likelihoods? We have learned about a simple yet powerful technique called naive Bayes to detect sentiment. Hello, welcome to the final episode of Learn NLP with me. Today we'll bring it all together, starting with the question that we asked in the zeroth episode. How can we easily get an overview of the market sentiment across thousands of documents and for niches we know little about? At the end of this section, you will have the tools with which you can use to label thousands of financial documents and get a pulse on how the market is feeling. By playing with this interactive tool, you will get an intuition for what's happening, and all of this is available open source on my GitHub. So let's dive in. One final thing before we get to the model: the world and our data are imperfect. In the financial data set, most headlines are neutral. So, to make sure our model doesn't get biased towards this class, we need to balance it out with sample from other classes. How do we do this? We use a clever mathematical technique called SMOTE, the synthetic minority oversampling technique. Let me explain how it works. So, first, how do we even represent our documents? Remember, these are converted into feature vectors in higher dimensions. To make it convenient for us, we will just use two dimensions to represent our document. Our document is a series of words with various features, lies at a point in this higher dimensional vector space that we're representing with a few points over here. Let's say these are the documents from the negative class. Then we've picked one document at random and we've picked some of its nearest neighbors. Now, if we connect it to its nearest neighbors and take any point along the line joining them, we would get a synthetic document which has a frequency or score for different words, which is very similar to how those words are in a negative class. So to balance out the samples, we create such synthetic documents and add them to our training data to balance out the bias introduced by having most of the headlines labeled neutral in our training data set. Great. So we have all the essential components now. We have our data set which is labeled data set source from this location. We have our model and the input to it is either a bag of word or a TF-IDF. To balance out the class, we choose to apply or not apply SMOTE. And now we have our trained model. So now we can basically just input any financial news and see for ourselves how the sentiment is evaluated with the class probabilities. There you have it. Very briefly, I'll just show you where to access the code if you want to use it in your project. So you'll find it most useful to go to model utils, where we have the code for pre-processing, vectorization, applying SMOTE, training, and for evaluation. All these come together on the model.py page. So we load the data, pre-process it, then this is the code for the radio button to select the vectorization method and whether or not to apply SMOTE. The vectorize function in the utils.py is used to vectorize the data. Then we test, train, split it, we train it, we evaluate it, and then we store the results in the session. And for inference, we will go to tryityourself.py, and over here we load the model. We pre-process and vectorize the user input, and we predict and display the results, and that's it. Thank you so much for following along this series. I hope these videos helped you reach the aha moment, gaining insights and confidence in your intuition without getting lost in maths or in code. My goal was to make these concepts approachable and give you some interactive websites to play with. All the code is available on GitHub and you can apply it to your own projects with ease as well. If you enjoy these series and learn something new, please let me know in the comments and feel free to ask me any questions. Your feedback and support means a lot. If you are so interested, check out my other ongoing series called Learn C++ with me. This wraps up series 1. It's been a learning curve for me as well, learning how to edit videos, plan content, and present things, etc. I'll come back to machine learning and NLP sometime in the future with more advanced concepts, and being based in Bristol, maybe take it in a more artistic direction sometime in the future. I don't know. Thank you again and see you in the next chapter.